friends. I'm your host, Erin Port, and welcome to the Simple Purposeful Living podcast. Life can be overwhelming and busy, so once a week, I invite you to join me, and together we will make simple tweaks to uncomplicate the hard parts of our life so we can spend more time doing what we love. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Simple Purposeful Living podcast. Today, we are talking about holiday gifting. I'm sure it's on all of our minds given the holiday season, but I want to talk to you specifically today about how to make it less stressful. Because listen, I'll be honest with you, out of all of the holiday tasks, gifting stresses me out the most. I want to be thoughtful, I want to be generous, but also there's a long list of people to buy for and remember and think thoughtful gifts for. My mom and my sister are the absolute best gift givers. They are thoughtful, they pay attention, they remember the little things, and then there's me. I want to be thoughtful, I want to give meaningful gifts, but the whole process, the ideas, the lists, the budgeting, the remembering who's done and who's not, it can all feel overwhelming. So today's episode is essentially the permission slip that I needed myself. And we're going to talk about tiny tweaks, those little changes, those little things that can have a ripple effect and make a big difference in our life to make gifting feel manageable this holiday season, even organized and maybe even enjoyable. So sit back, relax, and listen in. I hope that you find some gift ideas, maybe a few different perspectives to think about as we head into the holiday gifting season. But before we even begin, here's the tweak in my mindset that I didn't know I needed that has been super helpful to me. There are sometimes we give gifts because we feel like we have to. But I always tell you, when you know the why, awareness is your superpower. So when we know why we do something, we are way more inclined to do it with joy rather than out of obligation or compulsion. Of course, when it comes to gift giving, there are those situations, the office gift exchange, the extended family gathering, maybe the neighbor gift, right? Where it's less about the meaning and more about tradition, expectations, or social norms. And I get stressed and overwhelmed about that because there's a lot of pressure. But here's the shift, the tiny tweak in my mindset that I made. We give gifts out of appreciation and gratitude for that person. And I don't know why I lost sight of that, but I did. You are giving a person a gift because you care about them, you appreciate them. Maybe it's a thank you for showing up in your life. Maybe it's a thank you for the role they play in the community, or a role they play in your kids' lives, or a role that they play in your household obligations, right? Like my cleaning ladies. It might be a thank you for someone I interact with all year long at the office. Maybe it's a thank you for the small ways they make your days easier. Or maybe it's just a thank you for loving me and I want to extend a gift to you. When I reframe gift giving from this vantage point, from I need to give this person the perfect gift, I need to get them something, to hey, I love this person and I want to give them a gift to show that gratitude. I don't know what it is, but it just helps me to take the pressure off, knowing that there is no perfect gift, no right gift, and just a gift out of the love that I have for them and the thoughtfulness. So I hope that that helps you as well. Okay, so tweak number 1, I want you to start with clarity, not chaos. And how do we do that? What's the tiny tweak you need? A gift list. This sounds so simple, but it's just like the brain dump notepad. A gift list gets everything that's in your brain, all the gifts that you need to buy, all the people that you need to buy for, the budget, everything. It all goes on one sheet of paper. You're going to dump all that information in that one spot, and it's going to help you stay organized. So I cannot stress enough the power of a gift list. Now, there's apps. Remember a couple of weeks ago, Jacqueline, when I had her on talking about organization, she said she loves an app. I think it's called the Santa app, and it helps her to organize her gifts. I run a stationery company. I love writing things down. I still believe in the little fun fact that you're 42% more likely to remember it when you write it down. So I love a good pencil and paper tactic. So I have a gift list. But I actually updated my gift list printable that you can download after my talk with Jacqueline. It now has the person I'm going to buy for, the items I'm going to buy for them, the budget I have set, how much I spent, and then it also has a column that says purchased and wrapped. So I can keep track of everything from start to finish right there. And it has been super helpful that everything's in one place. So I can't recommend that enough. And I know I've told you this before, but the tiny tweak that I've made in the past is that I keep those gift lists from year to year. I just have a file folder in my little filing cabinet that I have. And I pull those out because usually then it gives me a head start of all the people I purchased for last year. Maybe some of those people won't apply, but it also helps in not forgetting someone because inevitably somebody and just gets forgotten, and it's not a slight on them, it's just that we have so much going on in our brains. So like to keep those gift lists from years past. Also just helps me to see what did I spend last year, all of those sorts of things. Now, another thoughtful touch when it comes to gift giving that I think is really helpful, Scott introduced me to this, and I think it's such a tiny tweak, but so helpful. He has in his notes app on his phone a gift list. And so basically it just says gift list at the top and then each person in our family. So Solon, Vera, Lucille, Quincy, and me. And maybe I think he even has himself too, because as adults, we're always like, I don't know. If somebody asks you what you want for Christmas, it's hard. And Scott has a December 3rd birthday, so he's getting double whammy. But he just, as a kid, or I say something in passing, he's gotten into the habit of just adding it to that gift list. And it is invaluable come Christmas time when we can go over what we want to get the kids or each other. He pulls that up and he has some ideas. So love that. And you can just add to it throughout the year. It does help with more thoughtful gifts because as somebody says something, then you know that it's something that they want. And it's one of those, why didn't I think of that? That's, the power of a tiny tweak. It's so simple, but so helpful. Okay. And if you want my gift list printable, I will put the link in the show notes, but you can also find it at simplepurposefulliving.com/Mary. It comes with the teeny tiny tasks that chip away at our holiday joy that you can take care of now. The 25 days of Prepped and Mary, along with that gift list. So you can grab that today. Okay, tweak number 2. I want you to think about what kind of shopper you are. Again, this falls into the category of, well, duh. But again, if we don't stop and think about what kind of shopper we are, we might shop out of our wheelhouse. Let me give you an example. Are you an online shopper or are you an in-store shopper? I am mostly now an online shopper. We live in a small town. It takes at least 15 to 20 minutes to get to a bigger town. It takes even longer to get to the mall. So most of the time I'm shopping online. However, at the holidays, I do like to go out and shop for things like stocking stuffers or little fun ideas that maybe would just give me inspiration. It's more of like maybe a research trip, if you will, that then gives me more ideas for my online shopping. But I want you to think about what kind of shopper are you? Are you an in-person shopper or are you an online shopper? And then here's the next tweak. Schedule a time to shop. This is so obvious, but most of us don't do this. And then we are frantically trying to shop, fit it in, and it becomes overwhelming to us rather than planning for a time. So when are you planning to shop? Is it the Friday after Thanksgiving? Are you a early December Saturday shopper? Do you want to go out or do you enjoy, like I said, the research trip, maybe the nostalgia, gets you in the festive spirit to go to a local promenade, right? Like in our area, we have lots of little local promenades that they put on all the lights. They have hot cocoa, they have carolers, and it just makes it a really fun shopping experience. Put those things on the calendar. When are you going to shop? Because if you don't, then it just becomes one more thing, one more headache, one more thing lingering over your head. Here's the power of planning that I did not fully realize until I had 4 kids is that when you put it on the calendar, even with pencil, it doesn't have to be permanent marker, just pencil. When you schedule it in, like on Friday after Thanksgiving, I'm gonna do some of my Christmas shopping. There is a weight that rises off of you that I cannot explain. Just a little planning. When am I going to shop? What kind of shopping am I going to do? And having a gift list, I'm telling you, it simplifies your life. Okay? So I want you to think about that. Okay, even 1 hour set aside to do some online shopping, looking at your gift list. Maybe even it's then planning like, okay, the next time I go to the grocery store, I'm going to stop by the local coffee shop and buy a bunch of gift cards. That way, I have them in my stash, right? Just thinking through when can I buy these? And again, not waiting till the last minute. Like if I'm already going to the grocery store and I'm passing by Target or Walgreens where I can pick up a bunch of gift cards, just grabbing them now, putting them, I'll just even put all my gift cards and pens and things in with my wrapping paper. That way I know where they are. It's all right there so I can grab it and I can wrap it and go. Okay. The next thing I want you to think about is when you're going, what kind of wrapper you are. Again, no one size fits all. And I think that maybe that's the permission slip we need to give ourselves is some people love to wrap all their gifts at one time while watching a Christmas movie. I'm a firm proponent of having something fun with something that you are obligated to do. So whether that's listening to Christmas music or watching a Christmas show or even inviting other people in, my 14-year-old daughter and 10-year-old daughter love to wrap gifts, but my sons know how to wrap gifts too. I think it's a life skill everybody should learn. I make everybody wrap their own gifts around here. I think it's darling when the 8-year-old wraps his own gifts. It's perfectly imperfect, if you know what I mean. But inviting people in to help you. But are you a wrap as you go person? Like every time it comes in, I'm just going to wrap it? Or are you I'm going to put it all off to the side and I'm going to wrap it all at once kind of person? Again, making sure then that you mark off what I've purchased and what, then once you've wrapped it, then you can check that off and it's under the Christmas tree. I am kind of both. Anything that is for other people outside our family, and that is not a Christmas morning, if you will, situation, I wrap as I go. But then I always do with certain gifts a dress rehearsal, if you will. Lay it all out, I wrap it, I make sure we do even numbers for everyone around here. I lay it all out. I'm telling you, the dress rehearsal is so helpful. But what kind of wrapper are you? And then knowing that, because sometimes then we can tell our brain when it's like, oh, I haven't wrapped it yet. You say, no, I have time set aside. Again, maybe you even sketch it in. When are you going to wrap? Sketch it in and say, no, I have time set aside that I'm going to do that on this day in December. So you can almost tell your brain when it gets overwhelmed, no, we have a plan for that. We have a time set aside for that. And then you can talk back to your brain and tell it the truth when it wants to overwhelm you. See how that works? It's such a tiny tweak, but it helps so much to know what kind of person you are. What kind of shopper are you? What kind of wrapper are you? And once you determine that, then you can make little tweaks associated with that and you can tell your brain the truth. Okay, let's get to some budget-friendly Christmas gifts that are still thoughtful. And this part of the show, I want to just get your creative juices flowing. My idea is maybe you have your notes app on your phone. If you're listening in the car, maybe you can make a quick voice text on your phone, or maybe, if you're at home, grab a piece of paper and write some ideas down. I always find that maybe it's not the exact idea I share, but sometimes just hearing other ideas will spark an idea for somebody that you hadn't thought about before. So that's the purpose of this section. Okay, so budget-friendly gift ideas that are still thoughtful. These are meaningful and affordable, which is my favorite combo, especially for tertiary gifts, the gifts that aren't for my family, but are for people that I care about. Maybe they're in the service industry, they're serving me, teachers, hostesses, all of those sorts of things, even girlfriends, work assistants, all of that. Okay, number one, someone's favorite drink. My mom, a couple of years ago, got me a Starbucks gift card for Christmas. It was she just stuck it in my stocking. And she said, for days when you just need a little pick-me-up. Can I tell you, I did not realize how much I would love that gift because I'm kind of cheap, if you haven't figured that out by now. So I'm not one to go purchase myself a coffee, but it was I had that out. I had that freedom to like say, like, today I want to celebrate and I want to get myself a cup of coffee. And I can because I have this gift card. So I love something like that, especially maybe a new mom, somebody going through a cancer treatment. We just did this for a friend who's undergoing radiation for breast cancer. We got her a gift card to her favorite local coffee shop. And we just said, for the days then you need a little pick me up and a warm hug from us to you. Because it just is a sweet little thing. Another cute little idea is Quincy came home the other day. He's my 8-year-old. He's in second grade. And he goes, Mom, my teacher really likes the Alani energy drinks. He's like, I'm going to figure out which one she likes so I can buy it for her for Christmas. This is all of his own accord. And I thought it was so cute. Again, we can teach our kids from a very young age to be thoughtful noticers and then acknowledge that. Well, I'm going to get her probably something else. I'm totally going to go all in on this because I want him to know that that is a valuable, thoughtful gift that he's taken the time to think about. So he took a little sticky note to school after we did some research on the Target app. He's like, I think this is the one. He took his little sticky note to school. He asked his teacher if Watermelon Rush, I think I'm not an Alani drinker, but I think that was what the name was. Watermelon Rush was her favorite. And she said yes. He's like, okay, we have to get her a can of that for her Christmas present. Something so small, but again, you took time to notice what they like and you had that for them for Christmas. So, what is your person's favorite drink? Can you pick that up for them? Maybe even it's your friend and you know she's going through a really hard Christmas. Maybe she's grieving the loss of her mom, or maybe they're going through a hard time. Even dropping off a little drink at the holidays instead of a big gift, it just means so much. Okay, number two, a homemade treat. Are you a baker? Do you make bread? Are you the queen of freezer meals? My friend Annie last year gave me dry shampoo. And she made a whole bunch and she gave them to all of her friends. And I absolutely loved it. I'm not one to make my own dry shampoo, but I love the gift. It was practical, it was consumable, it was something that she was passionate about. I love it. I have another friend, Amanda, and her family always make potpourri like little jars. They come in little jelly jars, and she puts in all the little ingredients that you need for a potpourri simmer pot. And she has just a little tag that she prints off, and that's her gift that she gives all of her friends. And I love that. It doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's the perfect little gift that she can give. So, is there something that you are really good at? When I was a first grade volunteer, my daughter's first grade teacher gave me a clipping of her little ivy plant. And literally all she did was replanted her ivy plant in some fresh dirt and she gave it to me. It was a starter. So simple, but I love it. And I still have it to this day. And I kind of do the same thing now. I'll give little starters to other people. I just think it's like a little like case of the traveling pants, right? Or the friendship bread, if you will, of days of yore. So, what do you have? What are you passionate about? My friend Natalie, she's really into floral design where she makes beautiful floral bouquets. Could you give those as gifts, right? Think about what you're passionate about and what you could share with other people with just the things that you already have and enjoy. It's a blessing for you because it's a little form of self-care, right? Like you're doing it, it's filling your bucket, and then you can share that with other people. Another thing that my sister and I do, years ago, we stopped giving each other and our husbands gifts, right? It's just like one more thing. We were like, let's just do ourselves a favor and stop giving gifts. And instead, her and I, at the beginning of the holiday season, give each other a Christmas book. We both love reading romantic Christmas books, right? Think Hallmark movie, right? And every year, she and I love picking out books for each other. And then usually we'll like exchange that book at the end of the year, next year, whatever, or we pass it on to friends, and it just becomes this fun little thing. So, highly recommend a Christmas book exchange. I just went to Walmart the other day and they have books, Christmas books for as cheap as $7. If you go to the thrift store or used bookstore, you can get books for, under $5, and it's such a fun tradition, the Christmas book exchange. You can do the same with puzzles. I'm a huge puzzler at the holidays. And I just think it's so fun to get puzzles and give puzzles. I even have puzzles that I rent out, quote unquote, rent. That's the wrong term. Lend out. That's the right term. And I have people just write their name in the cover of my puzzle just to see who else has enjoyed the puzzles that we have. And then it feels like it's not just like a one and done situation. And then another thing is, do you have a favorite recipe? Simple Purposeful Living sells recipe cards, all because my grandmother's ginger snap recipe. She made these ginger snaps every holiday growing up. I mean, just the smell of ginger snaps makes me think of my grandmother. And so we made recipe cards because I believe that recipes can be a gift to other people. So maybe money's tight, but you have a favorite recipe, a favorite people are always asking for this recipe. That could be the gift that you give this year, maybe with a small tin of whatever that is, a few ginger snaps. And then if you're in a group, I know that my sister has done this for her teachers. Our connection group, we lead a connection group. And last year, what they did is they just grabbed a basket and each person contributed what they could. So, like I said, that's where my friend Annie gave me the dry shampoo. She put that in our basket. People gave candy, people gave a game, a puzzle, whatever they wanted within their budget, but people could contribute and it was anything or everything based on their budget and it just all went in the basket, which I think is such a fun idea as well. And everybody can do that without feeling obligated to spend lots and lots of money, but still the gesture. So, and you can get baskets at thrift stores for nothing. So go to a thrift store, pick up some baskets, even a tray. You can put everything on it together. It's perfect. And you can even grab one of those cellophane bags at the Dollar Tree and it's clear cellophane, and then you just put the basket inside. You pull the cellophane, almost like a garbage bag, tie the top with a bow. It looks so fancy, but truly it is pretty effortless. Okay, I talked about this one last week, but remember how I told you I remind my kids of things that are important. I repeat myself, and so I'm going to repeat myself here. But this is the next thing. I want you to have a default gift. We talked about the Decide Once principle by the lazy genius, Kendra Adachi. But I want you to have a default gift. This is going to be your sanity saver. Are you going to get your therapist, your teacher, your cleaning ladies, your trainer, whatever, whoever it is? This is what I do. I get the same gift for all of those people. So this year we're doing Scooters gift cards and a Simple Purposeful Living product, and that's what I'm getting everybody. And I just think it's so helpful just to decide once. Some of my favorite products that we sell at Simple Purposeful Living are the Brain Dump Notepad. And this year, FYI, we added a sticker because a lot of people are like, can you explain how the brain dump works? So there's actually a QR code sticker on the Brain Dump Notepad that if the recipient scans it, will be led to a video demoing how the product works. So that's kind of cool as well. Brain Dump Notepad, we sell them in gift bundles. I will link that in the show notes. We also sell the weekly plan notepad in gift bundles. Another great product is the gratitude journal. Those are super helpful for the person that you're like, I'm so grateful. And here's the thing. You could even in the very first page of the gratitude journal write what you're thankful for that person. I just think that those little touches, Matt, mean so much. And then also our errands notepad. Do you have a busy friend, a busy sister, teachers? Those are great too. And then also our happy notes collection. They come in a 2-pack, but I love to break them apart. These are great for like middle school teachers, or just maybe if you want to add like a $5 drink gift card with a little something, maybe even get up, like I said, Flare Point pens are teachers' favorites. You can break up a pack, put a pen, a happy note, and a $5 gift card, and you have a gift for under $10 for your favorite teachers. So those are so helpful, but I love a good default gift because then you just buy a bunch and then you have them on hand because it never fails. You think that you have every gift that you need, and then you get invited to a Christmas party and you're like, darn it, I don't have a hostess gift. Or somebody gets you a gift, like maybe it's your neighbor next door and you're like, I wasn't planning on it. Let me grab that default gift. So I always love to grab a few extras. And then if you don't use them for Christmas, you have them for birthdays, things coming up. I love having a gift basket in my pantry. It's just extra supplies for that default gift that I have on hand that I can grab in a hurry and whip together. It especially helps as a small town person because I can't just run to the store really quick. I have to have those things on hand. But a gift list or a gift basket with all of those supplies is clutch this time of year. So have that default gift. Another favorite of mine for hostess gifts is we have these cute printable tags. I will also put in the show notes that say, let me do the dishes. These are great for people, like I said, maybe recovering from surgery, going through cancer treatment. Maybe they have a brand new baby. Maybe they're grieving. Maybe they just need a night off. Like every person on the face of the planet would love the permission slip not to have to do the dishes. And so I love especially doing this though for hostesses because it's a lot of work to put on a party, host a holiday. And so it's super nice to just, so I get paper plates, I get napkins, even plastic silverware if you want. I tie it all up with a bow and put this tag on that says, let me do the dishes. And you can get all of those supplies at Walmart, whatever. And it could be under $10 hostess gift, but super practical for them. And then one last idea as far as gift cards, because I talked about how this year I'm doing a coffee gift card. Costco, oftentimes, if you're a Costco or Sam's Club member, oftentimes they will have racks of gift cards that you can get. Say, I saw Top Golf there. I see lots of local restaurants, and made me think of this because there's a local coffee shop that also has it where you can get four $25 gift cards to the local coffee shop and it only costs you $80. So that's a nice budget-friendly treat too if you want to get somebody, if you have four people you want to get gift cards to coffee, maybe teachers, again, therapists, your cleaning lady, your assistant, then you can grab those and have those on hand. Okay, let's talk about personalized gifts. My family loves a good personalized gift. Our very first gift that I give my family every single year is a yearly photo book from Shutterfly. It is a labor of love, but I use that deadline because we just need deadlines as humans. We love a good deadline. It gets it to get done, right? Otherwise, we'll put it off forever, which is what happened until I made this tradition. So I make a yearly photo book, and it's the very first gift we open every Christmas. And the kids pour over them, not just at Christmas time, but all year round. And I love that it forces me to get it done. Their pictures are all backed up, my favorites on Shutterfly. I get it ordered. So I highly recommend that tradition. My mom and my dad love photo things. So every year we get my dad a photo mug. Once my sister started having kids, we were like, oh gosh, how do we do this? So my sister makes him one and he takes it to Arizona, which is where they winter. And then I get him one and he takes it to Minnesota, which is where they are in the summertime. So it works out well. They have cups each place. My kids love them. They are my dad's prized possessions. You are not allowed to use his photo mugs. They are on the top shelf. They are not for people to enjoy, only for him. And he picks a different one every day and he loves looking at them. So that's a great option. It literally is like a little time vault. Looking back, every time we're there, he has one. We're looking at it like, oh my goodness, this is when Solon was a baby because we've been doing it for 16 years, a photo mug. And honestly, it's super budget friendly. And because I do the photo book, all those photos are already on Shutterfly, so it makes it super simple. And I always choose the collage photo mug. I think it has like 16 photos. It's super fun. And then my sister and I, even though my sister lives overseas, we try to get together once a year and take a family photo. And then we turn that family photo into a photo case for my mom, which she adores. We forgot to do it for her last year, and she has been reminding me since like February that she needs one. So we are going to be together for Thanksgiving. So we will be taking a family photo and we will be making her a phone case. And my sister and I will just go in together on that. I think it's like $30. So it's not even that much. Super helpful. One year, we also got my dad photo socks. If you've seen the ads on Facebook, you will now because you're listening to this. Those are super fun as well. It's my sister and I on socks. My dad has always loved wearing fun socks, kind of, just a little bit of personality. And he always sends us photos of where in the world his socks are because he used to travel. He's retiring, but he used to travel a ton for work. And so we'd always be like, oh, where are the socks at? So we'd get these photos of my sister and I on his little socks as he's traveling all over the place. Like, oh, Aaron and Ellen are with me in, Timbuktu or whatever, which makes it really fun. So we recommend the photo socks. They're a little more pricey, but I'm telling you, he has loved those. And then I would say another gift idea for personalized gifts is experience gifts. We've really transitioned to this. Even my 16-year-old son just said, I really love experience gifts. So my mom is her birthday, like Scott's, is in December, which I just feel bad for people that have December and January birthdays. Man, it's hard because you want to make it special, but my mom's birthday is December 19th. So it's very close to Christmas. So this year she's very hard to buy for. I think you reach that age where you have everything you need. I feel kind of like that as well. There's very few things I want or need other than time with my family. So she's, like I've told you on previous episodes, a huge Christmas lover. And so we are taking her to a Christmas concert at a jazz club for her birthday, and she's going to love it. So that is her gift that we're giving her for her birthday, or you could do that for Christmas. My sister was great at getting us gift certificates when like I mentioned last week on the podcast, we didn't have a lot of money when I first stayed home, which is where this coffee gift card originated from my mom. My sister would get us a gift card to like the movie theater or to the zoo, or one year she got it to the pickleball place, to give us an opportunity to have an experience as a family, which I loved. So just think about experience gifts. I actually have 50 experience gift ideas on my blog in case you're thinking like, okay, what beyond that could I do? I will link that in the show notes as well. And then the last personalized gift idea is another one for the person that has everything that you're like, what can I possibly get them? And my dad started this years ago, and it has been so meaningful for my family. And it's taken a twist this year, which I'll explain. But for years, my parents have gifted money to a charity in our honor based on our interest. So when my kids were little, they gave money to the children's hospital, but specifically for the Child Life Center, which is like helping kids as they're in the hospital. They can do fun crafts and activities, and there's a child life specialist. And so they donated to that charity for those kids. And then they've donated to orphanage care programs and feeding programs because they know how much that means to us. So, and then we have taken that to heart and done that for my parents too. We've donated to charity for breast cancer awareness or hospice, things that really matter to each other. So if you think like, honestly, this person needs nothing, but they're really passionate about this, could you give money in their honor to that charity and then write them a little letter? My dad would just write us a little letter, wrap it up in an envelope, and stick it in the Christmas tree, and we would open that up. And honestly, it brought tears to our eyes every year. The gift of not only paying it forward, but just like their intentionality and knowing what mattered to us and giving to causes they care about. So this year, they decided to switch it up because our kids are older now and they wanted them to have a little bit of a say. So this year, they gave each of our kids a set money amount, and they asked our kids to decide what charity they want to give to and why. And so at Thanksgiving, because we're all going to be together at Thanksgiving, our kids, my dad tasked them with telling him what charity they want to give to and why they're thankful for that charity. And I just think it's such a great idea in instilling in our kids, giving to organizations we care about, thinking about people beyond themselves. Anyway, just think it's a great idea and something you could think about and incorporate again. Sometimes the simplest personal touch is the thing that means the most. Okay. So, last but not least, I want you also to think about, rather than individuals, another thing that we have done. So, I told you my sister and I stopped giving each other gifts. Just we do the Christmas book exchange. And the other thing her and I do is we do one big family gift. I told you in the past she's done like a gift certificate for a family experience. This year she's doing a game for our family, and I'm doing books for her family. And the reason I'm doing books is they live overseas, and it's really hard for her to access affordable English books, and her kids love reading. So I picked up a whole bunch of books for them to read for Christmas, and I just am wrapping them up. So again, could you get a board game, a puzzle, some books, and a family experience gift card, maybe a cozy movie night basket? Maybe you could put all of their favorite snacks in a basket, but could you do one big family gift that they can enjoy together? It's less stress, more connection, and oftentimes a little less expensive than buying multiple gifts for everybody in the family. Okay, we're getting to the end of this. I want to share with you, if you do nothing else this Christmas for people that you care about, maybe it's your counselor, a teacher, somebody that serves you and your family, maybe even a loved one, writing a handwritten note expressing your gratitude, I cannot tell you the power that that has. I remember students when I was a teacher, parents who took the time to just write a little something about why I mattered to them, why they enjoyed having me as a teacher. It meant so much. It is priceless and it doesn't cost you anything but the little note card that you write it on. So I highly recommend anything that you do, adding a little handwritten note, expressing your gratitude and your appreciation is so, I think it's lost in our culture today, but it means so much. So can't underscore taking a little time and writing something meaningful to that person. Okay, so this has been your permission slip to keep it simple. I'm hoping as you listen to this today, you're starting to think about what kind of shopper am I? What kind of gift wrapper am I? Are there some affordable, cost-effective gifts that I could give to teachers and friends and hostesses and coworkers? Can I rethink the way that we give gifts to our family? Again, as I talked about last week, communicate early and communicate often if you want to switch something up that's been done. I loved that the permission slip that Jacqueline gave us a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, that we can allow traditions to evolve and age as our families grow and change. Maybe you've always done gifts for every single person and you need to do like a gift exchange this year to, you've added in-laws and you've added significant others and kids, and it just has gotten to be too many people to buy for. Maybe you need to rethink that, or maybe you need to do a family gift. But having that conversation early and often, I think is so helpful. And I always think I'm the only one, right? Like we oftentimes think like I'm the only one. But chances are if you're feeling this way, other people are as well. And it just takes somebody to say, hey, can we rethink the gifting this year? Could we try this instead? And what's the worst thing they can say? No. I think it just is helpful to have those conversations. So, friend, here's your reminder. You don't have to be a perfect gift giver. There is no such thing as a perfect gift. Honestly, what I remember most about Christmas is the moments and the memories and the feelings I had around the Christmas tree. There are very few gifts I remember, but I remember how I felt at Christmas. You get to choose what works for you. You get to make tiny tweaks that reduce stress, and you get to focus on what matters most to you, even if the world says differently. It doesn't have to look perfect or Instagram worthy to be meaningful. And if you want a simple tool to help you stay organized this holiday season with all of your gifting, you can go to simplepurposefulliving.com/holiday and grab my simple gift list that's been updated to help you keep track of everything that you're purchasing and wrapping and stay on budget as well. I am so proud of you. You're doing great. You are the holiday MVP, the magic maker for your family. But I don't want you to miss the magic of the moments either. So I want you to take a deep breath. Make sure you're watching a holiday movie, singing at the top of your lungs to your favorite holiday hits. You are thoughtful. You are intentional. And you put a lot of heart into everything that you do and give. And you deserve a holiday season that feels peaceful and joyful, not overwhelming. Until next time, friends, remember, one tiny tweak at a time will get you to a life that you love. No overhaul required. I'm grateful for you and grateful that you tune in every single week and that you share this podcast with your friends. Thank you for shopping small business this holiday season. Every order truly makes us do a happy dance, and we are so grateful for you and your support. If you liked this episode, it would mean so much if you'd share it with a friend or leave a quick rating and review so others can find our show. Until next time, you can find me at Simple Purposeful Living on Instagram and Facebook.